Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Urchakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta. And recently, some of the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone have been going into Obadiah 1 and 18 and into the eventual and prophetic annihilation of the nation of Edom. And this is all sparked by some comments made by a camp leader of another camp. And he was saying that that wouldn't happen, but the scriptures say differently. They will be G-sided, or, a word that starts with the G and ends with the side. They will be completely done away with and wiped off this earth at the end of their captivity, at the end of the 1,000-year reign, after they've served their purpose, because they are the wicked, and we're coming into an age of righteousness, so there'll be no need for the wicked, which is what they are described as in Malachi 1 and 4. They are the wicked, and you can't change that. And there's no need for that in a world of righteousness, and so they will be done away with. And so we've got Obadiah 1 and verse 18. And it says, "In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame," and that's showing both the northern and the southern kingdoms of the nation of Israel, being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the scattered, that being predominantly the Israelites. And it says, "In the house of Esau for stubble," the house of Esau being the so-called Caucasians, and this includes those small hatters, the people that are currently in the land of Israel and have appointed it unto themselves. That is the head tribe of the nation of Edom, being the Amalekites, the tribe of Amalek. And there's some things said about Amalek early on in the scriptures, like in Exodus. It says the remembrance of them will be utterly put out. And then in Numbers 24, it says he looked on Amalek and saw that Amalek will be no more. So it's prophesied that they will be taken out of this earth. And those are the Edomites. Those are the Idumeans. The scriptures say Esau is the end of the world and Jacob's the beginning to follow. And if you look at the most influential, or the nation of people that have the most influence on this earth, who are at the top, who are the head right now, that's the so-called small hatters and the so-called Caucasians. That being them. They're the ones that are going to suffer this great fall, this great destruction of their nation, this great and painful slavery that they're going to go into, and then the removal of them. That's the nation of Edom, or Esau. And it says, "In the house of Esau for stubble," showing that they will be burnt up. It says, "And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it." So he put a stamp on there, and there's not going to be any of them remaining. That's very straightforward. And this idea of them being burnt up like this, and all of them, like son, nephew, all of the seed line being burnt up and taken away, this goes into that word that they've put a stigma on, starting with an H, ending with the cost. And I've got it pulled up here in the etymon, and it says sacrifice by fire, burnt offering, because it will be a great sacrifice in Basra. It says burned whole, they're wholly burnt, a thing wholly burnt. And so they're whole nation will be actually taken away. And this is the real one that's in the future that is coming for that nation. Looking down a little more, it says originally a Bible word for burnt offerings. And then a little further down, it says massacre, destruction of a large number of persons. And it's going to be their whole nation that's going to be taken out. And I think it's very plain to see that they've done so much and destroyed so much. They've touched the apple of the Lord's eye. That yeah, this is justice, and it seems a bit harsh, but they have done things we don't even know about yet. And they've destroyed the earth. The Lord said He's going to destroy them, which destroyed the earth. They've committed blasphemy with their images that they've put up of the Lord, of the Father, of the Son, of the people, of the angels. They put it all up in their images, which it lets you know that in First Maccabees, I want to say the 4th chapter, how they painted over the images. It also speaks of it in Job 9 and 24, 9 and 24, Slakia, that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? And he's been identified as the so-called Caucasian and the so-called, or in those small hatters. They put up their images over the true images, which are dark-skinned images. And that's blasphemy, and there's no forgiveness for blasphemy, so they will be cut off. Let's go into Isaiah 14. I think it's down at 21. Yeah, Isaiah 14:21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. This is speaking of the Edomites and the great slaughter that's prepared for the descendants of Esau, because they have transgressed more than anyone on the face of the earth. Plus, the Lord hates them already. And so this is the great judgment that's coming for them. It says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, Lord of armies, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And so if there's no remnant of them, they will be completely done away with. No male heirs. That means their seed line can't continue, and that they will not exist after the 1,000-year reign. Proverbs 2 and 22 says, but the wicked being the Edomites, Malachi 1 and 4, shall be cut off from the earth, because we're coming into a time of righteousness, and there's no need for the wicked. They were made that way to be wicked, and so you can't change them, and so you just get rid of them like the rats or the bugs that they are. They will be exterminated. And it says, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. So if you're rooted out, that means you have no place within this earth. It's being completely taken away. That's the judgment for them. They're the people of the Lord's judgment, or cursed to judgment. It's a heavy idea of a whole nation being taken out, but they have done so much and they deserve it. And think of how the earth is going to look after their Third World War and them in their inventions that are created. They're going to scorch the earth, or parts of the earth, especially Babylon and the land of Israel. That in itself is enough to be taken out. Job 18 and 15 says, "It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his." And we know they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. They steal both lands and nationalities from people. They're identity thieves. That's unforgivable in itself. It says, "Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation," because the nukes are going to come down on them, which is going to cut off their power. It says, "His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off." These people are going to be cut off. It says, "His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street." And this is after they're cut off. People aren't going to be, they're going to think it's almost a myth that they even existed that far into the future, because they get done away with. It's that easy. It says, "He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings." That is cut off. That is G-sided. They're, they will be no more. It says, "They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted." Because it's going to be so amazing to see a people completely done away with. They're going to be the great example of how not to be. It says, "Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High." So, the scriptures say it over and over and over. It's all throughout it, really. And the Edomites get done away with. This is, and this really should be milk. This is basic. This is foundational. Understanding what happens to the enemies of Israel. That's basic. And just wanted to take a look at that and go through that. And Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.